Hi guys, so it's me Frostbite and welcome to my magical world. Yan. So it's 10:28 in the evening right now and we are going to film again. So we're catching up. Um for those days that I haven't been here with you guys. So now cuz I have time now. So let's do it. Um what do you call this? It's still Wednesday and it's October 11, 2023. Ayan, kasi medyo marami lang nagbabother sa utak ko for the upcoming months. Again, I told you like this month and next month is like I need to finish something in some contracts. So, hopefully, please pray for me guys that everything went, smoothly. Because I have to, it needs to be done. Okay, so no matter how annoying it is, sometimes, right, we are in a situation that we really don't want to be in, but when you are, sometimes you just have to be there kasi you were put in there. Kasi I told you before, right, like I keep on saying that you have a choice. Like sometimes in life, like of course you have options and choices, but in my case, like when I really think about it, so I just grab those what's ahead of me because medyo wala talaga akong choice. I mean, I've done many things na but at the same time not everything is working out. So, grinab ko na lang siya for the sake. Okay? So, yun. I also don't want asking for help. Kaya, I'll do it my way na lang. So, it's okay. Not dramatic na. Not to be dramatic naman, but yeah. It's done. I already finish it. I'm going to finish. This year is a wrapping up year. So, I'm gonna wrap things up. And next year, I'll make it to be, you know, and all the decisions that I'm gonna make next year is gonna be my decisions. So, wala na akong i-compromise. I will never compromise again. So, ito na yung last year that I will do that. Okay? So, let's continue. So later, he decides to marry and have a child. As he realizes these latter goals, however, he discovers that they are incompatible with the prior ones. He can't afford a Maserati any longer, and the Bahamas are out of reach. Unless he revises the old goals, they will be frustrated, producing that sense of inner conflict known as psychic entropy. And if he changes goals, his self will change as a consequence. The self being some an organization of goals. In this manner, entering any relationship entails a transformation of the self. So, ganun talaga guys, right? So, when you are having relationships with other humans, there's a change that you are doing with yourself. Kasi, you will always reconsider them. Kasi, relationships are like that. A lot of compromise, reconsideration, being empathic. So, those things. Even business deals, diba? So, be really smart about um, how you are going to manage the people you surround yourself with. Okay, they don't need to be managed naman. It's just that, ano, um, the interaction that you are having with them. Okay? So until a few decades ago, families tended to stay together because parents and children were forced to continue the relationship for extrinsic reasons. So if divorces were rare in the past, it wasn't because husbands and wives loved each other more in the old times, but because husbands needed someone to cook and keep house. This is from the book, okay? So marriage are long lasting before kasi it's a different era. It's not because actually that they loved each other until the end of time. It's not really like that. Okay? Um, but because husbands needed someone to cook and keep house, wives needed someone to bring home the bacon, and children needed both parents in order to eat, sleep, and get a start in the world. But the good thing about that is that simple lang yung life before. 'Di ba? You just have to makibagay, ganon. Ganon, makibagay ka talaga. Doesn't really matter if you love them or not, pero you have to conform on the conformities of our society. So, it's like that kasi before Nowadays, di ba? See? Everything is changing. So, do not be um, kampante that much. Okay? Every day, every night, seasons, feelings, everything, guys, it's changing. So, you really have to have that sense of, your essence as a human being. Kasi, um, you have to adapt to those changes. Otherwise, how can you live with that? The mutable signs are so good at it. They are born. They are the nature to adapt to things quickly. Okay, so wala sila masyadong problem with that. Okay? So, the family values that the elders spent so much effort inculcating in the young were a reflection of this simple necessity, even it was cloaked in religious and moral considerations. One thing, like, grabe yung, before, yung religious belief, right? So, matindi before. Unlike today, kasi you can wire up your brain depending on your consciousness that you want to focus. Kasi marami ng influence right now. Social media, it's a part of our life. Especially if you are using a modern phone. Right? So, wala ka talagang takas doon. You will be influenced subconsciously no matter what. Okay? Kasi everyday, it's an everyday thing. You don't actually notice it, but you are somehow, somewhat being changed in your decisions also. Of course, once family values were taught as being important, people learned to take them seriously, and they helped keep families from disintegrating. All too often, however, the moral rules were seen as an outside imposition, an external constraint, under which husbands, wives, and children shaft. So, in such cases, the family may have remained intact physically, but it was internally riven with conflicts and hatred. The current disintegration of the family is the result of the slow disappearance of external reason for staying married. The increase in the divorce rate is probably more affected by changes in the labor market that have increased women's employment opportunities and by the diffusion of labor saving home appliances than it is by a lessening of love or of moral fiber. But extrinsic reasons are not the only ones for staying married. Wait lang guys, ha? Hi guys, so good evening again. I wasn't able to finish the entire pages last night, so we're going to continue. Later na, the check a minute, okay? So, let's continue first. Okay, so but extrinsic reasons are not the only ones for staying married and for living together in families. There are great opportunities for joy and for growth that can only be experienced in family life, and these intrinsic rewards are no less present now than they were in the past. In fact, they are probably much more readily available today than they have been at any previous time. If the trend of traditional families keeping together mainly as a convenience is on the wane, the number of families that endure because their members enjoy each other may be increasing. Of course, because external forces are still much more powerful than internal ones, the net effect is likely to be a further fragmentation of family life for some time to come. Yan. Drink water, guys. What are you waiting for? And breathe in, breathe out. Because I know that at this point of time, I don't know if we are even breathing. Because we're always busy by a lot of things and distracted by a lot of responsibilities. And, just overall life itself. Continue. So, but the families that do persevere will be in a better position to help their members develop a rich self than families held together against their will are able to do. There have been endless discussions about whether humans are naturally promiscuous, polygamous, or monogamous. And whether in terms of cultural evolution, monogamy is the highest form of family organization, it is important to realize that these questions deal only with the extrinsic conditions shaping marriage relationships. And on that count, the bottom line seems to be the marriages will take the form that most efficiently ensures survival. Even members of the same animal species will vary their patterns of relationship so as to adapt best in a given environment. For instance, the male long-billed marsh wren is polygamous in Washington, where swamps vary in quality and females are attracted to those few males who have rich territories, leaving the less lucky ones to a life of enforced bachelorhood. The same wrens are monogamous in Georgia, not so much because that state is part of the Bible Belt, but because the marshes all have roughly the same amount of food cover, and so each male can attract a doting, I'm not sure guys, anuhin nyo na lang, doting spouse to an equally comfortable nesting site. Okay, so wait lang guys. May mosquito, wait lang. Yung blood type ko guys is lapitin siya ng mosquito. Nakakaasar, 'di ba? Ano ba yan? Mga vampiro ba yan? Ayan, continue. So the form the human family takes is a response of similar kinds of environmental pressures. In terms of extrinsic reasons, we are monogamous because in technological societies based on a money economy, time has proven this to be a more convenient arrangement. But the issue we have to confront as individuals is not whether humans are naturally monogamous or not, but whether we want to be monogamous or not. And in answering that question, we need to weigh all the consequences of our choice. It is customary to think of marriage as the end of freedom, and some refer to their spouses as old ball and chain. The notion of family life typically implies constraints, responsibilities that interfere with one's goals and freedom of action. So whether this is true, especially when the marriage is one of convenience, what we tend to forget is that these rules and obligations are not different in principle. Than those rules that constrain behavior in a game. Okay pa ba kayo, guys? Ayan, so ganito talaga pag hindi natatapos yung kailangan tapusin. Medyo energetic na tayo ngayon. Okay? Kasi last night, kasi pa late evening na nun. Like all rules, they exclude a wide range of possibilities so that we might concentrate fully on a selected set of options. Cicero once wrote that to be completely free, one must become a slave to a set of laws. In other words, accepting limitations is liberating. For example, by making up one's mind to invest psychic energy exclusively in a monogamous marriage, regardless of any problems, obstacles, or more attractive options that may come along later. One is freed of the constant pressure of trying to maximize emotional returns, having made the commitment that an old-fashioned marriage demands and having made it willingly instead of being compelled by tradition, a person no longer needs to worry whether she has made the right choice or whether the grass might be greener somewhere else. Ayan, so natapos din natin guys ang mga kailangan nating tapusin. Thank you for listening to me. Ano ba? Gusto niyo ba ng chika minute? Ibang araw na ngayon na kasi. As you see, kauwi na ako. So, yun. Wala naman, there's a lot of intrigues like from the office. And I'm still glad that they don't know my channel yet. So, ang daming intriga guys. Like, I don't know what is wrong with them. Kasi, everybody they just don't know how to mind their own businesses, you know? Lagi silang nakikialam ng work ng iba. Diba may work ka na, alam mo yon yung parang nagbabantayan ng work. Like, what the fuck? So, ako naman, like, I don't really care. Don't really care actually kasi whatever happens. I'm always open to everything and anything else. Okay? Kasi I true yung saying na if it's meant for you, 'di ba? It will be yours. 'Di ba? Yung something like that kasi I'm a believer of that thing. 'Di ba? So also I'm also worried to one of my my distant relative kasi there are parents out there guys that really do not know how to take care of their children, 'di ba? So kawawa yung mga batang they need those not only care but the financial support that they need. Those children that alam mo yun, may way naman. If you want it, 'di ba? There's always a way. Really, seriously, like gagawin mo ng paraan, you will do your best. 'Di ba? Especially if it's a matter of life and death. 'Di ba? Kasi as far as I know, my distant cousin, we're not close kasi hindi kami pinalaki ng ganun. Yung sa mother side ko. So, yan. So, I think all of my cousins from my mother side is kind of like crazy kasi or raised differently. I don't know. Kasi siguro sa crab mentality, old tradition, something like that. And, you know, power play, yung basta mga ganong factor. So, yun, going back. So, yun, hindi, as far as I know, my cousin needs an operation. So, hindi kami nakikialam kasi hindi, 'di ba? It's a family thing. So, sila talaga magde-decide nun. But I'm just worried. Let's just pray for him. Kasi ito my cousin, my distant cousin. So, we're not actually talking naman in person. I'm just hearing news. So, ewan, hindi din naman kami makapag-comment kasi syempre may mga magulang naman nga. So, yun nga. Crazy. Life. Some people are just, alam niyo yun, yung their reasons is not reasonable at all. Like, kahit saan mo pag dugtong-dugtungin. So, some people are wired to be just closed-minded. Hindi na sila nag-evolve, hindi na sila nag-grow, hindi na sila natuto. So, hirap talaga yung mga ganong klaseng humans. They just settle for, alam mo yun, for those principles and beliefs that are, ewan ko, it's not even serving them. Right? So, ayun, narant ko lang kasi, syempre, worried din ako. Although we're not close naman, but you know me, even though people think that I don't care, I actually care. Kaya nga I try to distance myself kasi I am so empathic, so I can actually, the energy speaks for itself. So I don't, that's why I keep telling you guys that I hate humans. Diba? But overall, humanity, you know, you love it. So that's why I'm here for you, diba? Kasi I'm for the many, not for the few. The few people are special to me. Like, you know. So, anyways, guys, ayan na. Ang dami ko na atang nakwento sa inyo. It's 9:49. We're going to have to film again for today. Tinapos ko lang tong video. Okay, so thank you guys for listening. Thank you for helping me make this world a better place for all of us and for the future generation na yan. Ang gulo-gulo ng aking hair. Sige na guys, kasi mag-film pa tayo in a bit. Ha, wait lang.
To lead his audience